Our little cat Manjushri died this week after 17 years of being with Venerable and being with some of us. And so it really got me thinking about human beings and their relationship to the animal realm. I mean, there are, 6 realms of existence: the human realm that we belong in, the animal realm, the gods, the demigods, the hungry ghosts, and the hell beings. And then there are other realms, form and formless realms, with other beings with different kinds of life form bodies and such. But because of our karma, we have this remarkable relationship with this other realm. Due to the level of our obscurations, most of us can't see gods and demigods and hell beings and pretas. So I was thinking about, well, here we are with this incredible karma with these beings in the animal realm, of which we have been mothers to each other over countless lives. And, what is our relationship to them? And what kind of opportunity, what kind of responsibility do we have to them? And I sometimes am quite horrified on how human beings treat animals. We use them for food, we use them for clothing, we use them for labor, we use them for entertainment. We make money and accumulate vast amounts of wealth on their backs, or because they're beautiful and exotic and, endangered. And so we create a lot of negative karma by our unkind relationships to them. And so as Dharma practitioners, how can we really utilize this time with them? And in the animal realm, we're talking about everything from the smallest little mosquito to the most beautiful, majestic whale in the ocean. How can we be with them in the way that is most helpful? To be kind and to care for them, rather to be stewards and protectors of them, rather than to be exploiters of our relationship to them. And so one of the things that we do here at the Abbey, and that we did with Manjushri this past week, is that we really treat them very kindly and respectfully. The most valuable and the most precious thing that they have, and the only precious thing that they have, is their lives. They don't acquire vast amounts of social status and financial status and possessions and reputation and such. All they have is that living, breathing little body of theirs and the mind that's, pretty much trapped within that. So, and I think it's very helpful for us to reflect and to be very honest with ourselves on how we relate to them. Some of them we perceive as pests, mosquitoes and ticks and things like that. And how can we help them along the path to awakening, and how can we help them create the causes and conditions to perhaps have some of the positive karmic imprints in their minds ripen? And so here at the Abbey, whenever we see little critters, we try to say mantra out loud. On several occasions where we have found some wild little critters like a pheasant and some mice and stuff, and they've died, we circumambulate the house, or we circumambulate the meditation hall saying mantra, because circumambulating holy objects is a very powerful way to create causes and conditions for virtue to ripen in the future. We say prayers, we chant, and then just our relationship to them, we try to train ourselves and really learn to be very kind and very gentle. Their fragility of their life reminds us of the fragility of our own human lives. For animals like cats and dogs that have very strong karma with human beings, they are very much teachers for us. They have a capacity to take human beings where they are, pretty much without a lot of expectations and projections. They respond very easily to kindness and goodness, so they're good barometers to our states of mind on any given day. Manjushri was very sensitive about our energies, and so if we were wound up or in bad moods or anxious or distracted, he would really not want to have too much to do with us until we kind of settled down and brought our hearts into the present. So I think that all of us, need to take stock, if we and think about considering being vegetarians, probably rethinking our relationships to things like mosquitoes and ticks and flies and crickets and spiders. They're so tiny and they're so fragile, and they're rarely seen by people, and so their lives are even more fragile than most animals. And then for those that are exotic, parrots and parakeets and things, to realize that, the exploitation of the animal realm by human beings is creating a lot of causes and conditions for us to be reborn in that realm and have the same suffering of aloneness and trying to find food and shelter and mating and trying to find protection and safety. And so as Dharma practitioners, let's try to support them along the path, so perhaps we can contribute to the cause and conditions for them to have a precious human life in the future, and to meet the Dharma with the kind of minds that will be willing and able and have sincere interest in practicing. So to remember that we have a very unusual karmic connection with them because we can visually see them. They're not invisible to our obscured minds. They live in our backyards, they live next door, they live in our homes, they live in our beds. And so and by cultivating the respect and kindness and care for them, in turn we get to cultivate our own kindness and concern for ourselves. And then we can extend that out to all living beings, both seen and unseen.